Laura from Texas says, can you explain the difference between being fruitful versus being busy? What does that look like? And can you give an example of each? So sometimes you're just too busy, but sometimes you're being very fruitful. How do we know?
I think a lot of it comes into the why you're doing what you're doing. I really think you have to look at that to get the answer to that question. I mean, the biggest majority of people complain about their schedule. How could anybody be expected to do all this? And I was having one of those days one time. It was like, God, how can anybody be expected to do all this? And he just spoke to my heart and said, you made your schedule. If you don't like it, change it. And so why am I doing this? Am I doing this because somebody just expects me to and I don't want to say no to them because I don't want to hurt their feelings? Am I doing this because it's just what I've always done? And maybe I no longer even need to be doing this. Maybe God got finished with it a long time ago, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
Is it something that somebody else that I know could do just as easily or perhaps even better than me? A lot of people, like a lot of moms, maybe they have kids that are old enough that could help with some certain chores, but they think the job won't get done as good as it would if they did it.
Right.
And that's pride when we have that attitude. It's like, well, if I don't do it, it's not going to be done right. Well, it may not be done the same way that you did it, but I guess a good example that I could give her would be whether to say yes or no to speaking engagements. Now, that may not be an issue she deals with, but in my case...
But she has yes or no questions to answer.
I get asked to do a lot of things. Will you write the foreword to my book? Will you come and teach at my conference? Can you do me a favor and go speak at my friend's church? Can you do an interview? I mean, there's dozens of different things. And until you're secure enough to say no, you're always going to be taken advantage of. Because, people, because my dad was an angry man, I didn't and still don't like for people to be mad at me.
Sure.
Because he was angry all the time. And so I had a tendency to say yes to things because I didn't want to make somebody angry. But the key is really if anybody asks you to do something, they're not going to like it if they get a no. True. They want a yes. Yeah. But if they really love you, if it's a healthy relationship, they're going to respect your right to say no, and they're not going to make you feel bad or guilty if you say, I'm sorry, but I just can't do that. I have...
Very true. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my priorities straight, and I just have too many other things I'm doing. So I think to ask yourself why you're doing it is the answer to her problem. Not a problem, but her question.
Right. We hope you enjoyed this teaching. To get more from Joyce, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.